Next question. How much would you have if you put $1 a day into a savings account at 3% for 66 years? So every day you go down to the bank and you give them a deposit and you have them give you a 3% return. Now, they're probably not going to do that, but if you bought a bond, a long-term bond or long-term, some kind of a certificate of deposit, maybe in the future it'll be 3%, but if you did that and your money was growing at 3%, how much would you have? Okay, write your answer down. 3, 2, 1, and the correct answer is number 2, $75,000. Let's go to number 39. How much would you have if you invested $1 a day for 66 years with a 10% return? $1 a day at 10% return. How much would you have? And again, if you need to pause while you try and figure it out, otherwise you've got 3, 2, 1. Mark your answer now. The correct answer is $2.6 million. So if you took this same dollar and you do that every day and you put it under your mattress, it turns into $24,000. If you take that money down to the bank and got a 3% return, you would turn it into $75,000. But if you invested in long-term growth and you were able to get a 10% return, you would have $2.6 million. All right, here's the 40th question. And again, the first 25 were in the rookie section. How much would you owe if you spent $1 a day on a credit card at 21% for 66 years? So every day you use a credit card and spend $1 and you just let it accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. How much would you owe? How much would you owe? You have 5 seconds. Write your number down now. The correct answer is number 4. $1,611,877,660. All right, next questions are about investing a little now, have a lot later. Question number 41. If you invested $200 a month at 10%, and you did that starting at age 15 and invested for 4 years, then stopped, how much would you have at age 65? So you're going to do this when you are 15 years of age, do it for 4 years, and then stop and let the rest of it accumulate. How much money would you have? And you have 5 seconds. Answer now, because the correct answer is number 4. You'd have over $1 million. And again, the reason we're using these big numbers is because in 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, $1 million won't be that much money because of inflation. Okay? Let's go with number 42. If you invested $200 a month at 10%, but you waited until you're age 20 to start. So you start when you're age 20, and you do that for 7 years, and then stop. And again, this has to grow at 10%. How much would you have when you turn 65 years of age? You have 5 seconds. Correct answer is number 4. Again, you'd have over $1 million. 43. If you invested $200 a month at 10%, but you wait until you're age 30, and then you do it from age 30 all the way to 65, which is another 35, 36 years, how much would you have then? You have 5 seconds. Come up with your answer. The correct answer is you'd have $789,000, so you wouldn't have as much. So you had to invest for 35 years and you still wouldn't have as much as if you would have started when you were younger. All right, we're going to talk about section number 5, which is spend. If you saved an extra $12 a month and invested it for 50 years at 10%, how much would it equal? So if we took an extra $12 a month and invested it, instead of spending it, and when you did invest it, it was at 10%, how much would it equal? How much would you have? Okay, 5 seconds. Okay, here comes the answer. The correct answer is $16,458. So here's question number 45. If you saved an extra $30 a month and invested it for 50 years at 10%, how much would it equal? You have 5 seconds. The correct answer is number 3, $418,000. So if you have some bad habits, I had a young man that used to work for me, and he smoked. And I said, I know you don't care that much about your health, but instead of spending that money on cigarettes, if we took that money and invested it, it would turn into a lot of money. And you can see in this example, it would have turned into $418,000. And that's just $30 a month. Okay? Number 46. If you saved an extra $50 a month and invested it for 50 years, how much would it turn into? So in his example that I was telling you about, $50 on cigarettes a month is probably low. He's probably spending $100 or more. But if he's only spending $50 and instead of smoking, taking that money and investing it, what would it turn into? You have 5 seconds. And the correct answer is number 1, $697,000. All right. Now we're talking about our game plans. Number 47, where can you go to print your own personal financial game plan? Where can you figure out your own personal financial game plan? I don't think the Internal Revenue Service is going to help you with your game plan. The others might be helpful, but in this case, the answer that I'm looking for is number 2, moneymadeeasy.com. All right. Now we're getting these questions are going to be a little bit more advanced. So let's go to the next question about making money on the young adult and adult section here. What is financial offense? What is financial offense? Now, in football there's an offense and a defense. What is financial offense? You have 5 seconds. And here comes the answer. The answer is number 2, when you make money. All right, sort the money is number 2. Number 3 is to give to church and charity. Number 4, save and invest. And the next question is, are savings rates going up or down? Are savings rates going up or down? Okay, 5 seconds. The correct answer? They're going down. People aren't saving as much money as they used to. And the 50th question, what is autopilot investing? What is autopilot investing? All right, 5 seconds. And the correct answer is when you have money automatically invested on a monthly basis. So you have your checking account or your savings account, and money's taken out of it automatically every month and put into a different account where you can buy investments. Okay, so there's the questions right there. I want you to tabulate your score. And I would say that if you got over 20 out of the 25, you're welcome to go to the next section. If you didn't, then I'd go back and review it. If you did, let's continue to the next section.